Hello, I think I'm live. Now I am. Hello, welcome. I am live. Okay. Hi, I hope you are all doing well today. I'm going to give everyone a moment to hop on and say hello. So, before we get started talking about emotional reverberations, I want to just remind everyone that Dana, who you are getting invites from, is my virtual assistant. She is amazing. And so you will see her in here creating invites for these sorts of things. But essentially, it's still me, right? So it's still me showing up, and don't be confused about that. I hope you're all doing well. I see some people hopping on. Please say hi. Let me know you're here, and we will dive in. And of course, questions. Let me know what questions you have, if any at all. Of course, there's questions, so bring them. So, we're going to talk about emotional reverberation. And before I do that, I want to just bring up the intensity of energy that has been around us for the last few weeks. I feel like I've had this conversation over and over again with clients, but it's been really intense. And so I always want to make a point whenever I'm talking to groups to just validate that you are feeling something. Most likely, if you're not, good for you. You're feeling something, and it's happening. It is out there. It's actually happening. So there's been full moon eclipse energy a couple weeks ago, quite a few weeks ago, and then there was retrograde energy, and there's just been lots of ascension upgrade energy moving through, and it's been stirring up like all of the old patterns. Things that you may have thought that you healed long, long ago are coming back and perhaps smacking you in the face or punching you in the gut, and you're like, oh my God, it's back. Yeah, it's here for another round for you to take a look, love yourself deeper, and let it go. So please say hi, let me know you're here, and drop in any questions that you may have, and we'll get started. Okay, so I'm just setting a little intention to connect to anybody who receives or listens to this recording. Since we don't have a lot of people live here today, if you're listening on the replay, all you have to do is just tune in and give a silent yes when we get to the healing portion, and you will receive what we move through. So, hi Chris, great to see you. I'm glad you're here. So, an emotional reverberation, I'm going to literally pull it up from Body Code. I almost said emotion code, but from Body Code, and read you exactly what it is. So, sometimes I get ahead of myself. I'm just going to read it and then I'll talk about it. Here we go. An emotional reverberation is one form of an unprocessed emotional energy that can imbalance the body. So we know about trapped emotions. We've talked about those before. They're typically about this big, according to people who can see them, and Dr. Brad Nelson, and they get stuck in various areas of the body and cause a disruption in the energy field in that organ or area of the body. Sometimes it causes pain, sometimes it causes other stuff. So an emotional reverberation is different from a trapped emotion in that it's bigger. It's like the ringing of a bell. And so they're both emotions, but a trapped emotion is this little grapefruit. An emotional reverberation is like somebody hits the bell and it's like, whoa. And here's what happens with those. Let's say when you were a kid, you lost a grandparent or you lost somebody that you loved, and you had a really massive wave of grief move through that you didn't know how to process, and the adults around you didn't know how to help you with it. And it got stuck and began to reverberate. And then let's say you are, I don't know, 18, and you get your heart broken for the first time. This person leaves you and breaks your heart, and the grief of that is then compounded, right? So it's reverberating. And then let's say you're 25 and I don't know, you get fired from a job, and the grief of that is reverberating, right? So it's like this compounding impact. And one of the things that also to consider it when we're talking about really trapped emotions or reverberations, so an emotional reverberation is bigger. But one of the things I want to share in addition to this is that what like attracts like. So if you're walking around through life with this going on of grief, the littlest thing can feel like a mountain of grief. You know, let's say I don't know, I'm trying to think of something small that would cause some grief. You lose your favorite ring and you're a wreck over it. So that, and people who are near you may also begin to, like, their grief bubbles up, and then you're like reverberating together. And if you're an empath, then you're soaking that up, and it's more and more and more and more and more. And so it can kind of feel like you're just like a walking, vibrating grief. So that's my example for what it is and how to describe it. It's cleared the same way any other energy is in the body code system. You identify it and you tell it to leave. So I'm going to project into any and all people who will listen to this recording, and we'll see what emotional reverberations are available. There's only a couple of you watching right now, but we'll see what's here. And if you've got questions, chat them in. And if you've got questions on the replay, chat them in. I will come back. So I'm looking at the emotion code chart, and is the first one in column A? Is it an even row? Is it B1, B3? Okay, so the first one is an emotional reverberation of self-abuse. Self-abuse can obviously mean self-harm behaviors, but what it more commonly means is negative thinking, criticizing, putting yourself down, non-acceptance of self. So everywhere that you are just tearing into yourself, that's what this is. And so there's a reverberation of self-abuse, and we'll clear them all at once. I'm going to do a couple. Good. Is there another one? Column A, even row, A2, A4, A6, A6. Overwhelm. Yeah, everything that's in like the anxiety family are pretty common. So I'll see a lot of overwhelm, nervousness, worry, anxiety. But what's coming up now is overwhelm. And so for the person who's hearing this, that's like, yeah, that's me. You might always be like really busy. There's a ton on your plate. You're always juggling everything, and there's just like overwhelm, overwhelm, overwhelm. Yeah. Okay. Next one, column A, even row, A or B1, B3, B5. So B5, conflict. Do you find yourself in conflict with your kids, with your partner, with yourself, with your coworkers, extended family? Right? Where's the emotional theme? That's the reverberation. Good. Okay, so take a nice deep breath in, presence the body, and we'll clear these for you. So we delete, uncreate, and de-story these three emotional reverberations. And we do that across all time, space, dimension, and reality, all the way to 0 point. Good. Very good. So that's cleared. Those are gone. Let me know if you have any questions. And if not, I will see you next month. I'm talking about, let me look at my list, broadcast messages. So if you got an invite from Dana, she is helping me create those invites, and you can go in and look for it and join in if you'd like to get notifications. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.